Great day, beautiful people. We are checking in with you guys live today. T and I here in the South Carolina area. So we wanted to come on just to talk about our journey, some of the things that we are going through here as truck drivers, and still working simultaneously, just building our businesses. So as you guys can see, let me turn the camera around. We're at a truck stop here. Our truck's over here. And we're waiting to get our PM done. So, T, for those who don't know, what is a PM and why is that important?
It's preventive maintenance. It's like you want to get on a personal vehicle, getting your oil check and checking out anything that's major wrong. Make sure that everything is working properly up under your hood. So, oil, coolant, and also with the truck too as well, we make sure that everything is lubed too as well. So similar to what you have oil change for your car, you're doing your truck, but that's the same as well.
So how often do we get our PMs?
We do it every 12,000 miles.
Alright. And what are we running, like right now? Like what kind of freight are we moving most common?
Home goods. So we do home goods.
And what are some of the challenges like we have it now on the road?
Some of the challenges we have on the road is just, well, right now it's piecing together, because we don't have a dedicated lane, it's piecing together loads, so we make sure that we have a load right after the other, because we're a team and we like to keep the truck rolling, so just make sure that we have a load right after each other. Just like if you have a tour, you want to make sure that you have another tour right after that tour when that tour ends. So with the loads, you want to make sure that you have a load right after you finish dropping that load, you have one to pick up, because we're a team. Keep it rolling.
And we dispatch ourselves. So for those of you who don't know, dispatching is basically finding, booking, and confirming your own load. So we handle everything inside the truck. We've been running our own truck now as owner operators for the past, we coming up on a year of being in the truck, and we've learned so much about the trucking industry, about moving freight, especially during the pandemic. We've been able to work through that. And then too, we're seeing like the shortages. I know we talk about like unemployment in all sectors of this society and everything, but we're starting to see it affect the trucking industry as well. It's putting delays on our loads being loaded and unloaded.
So the warehouse work, it's not enough warehouse workers. So right now they're loading the truck, so it's a delay when we're loading your trailer, then also when unloading too as well. So that's one challenge that we're facing.
And even here at the TA where we're waiting to get our truck done, they only have 2 guys working today. So we've been here almost 24 hours just waiting to get our PM done, and it's been a wait. But because again they're short staffed, and just finding people to actually come to work, not only here but at these warehouses, has been a challenge. So we're gonna see what peak season brings, because in the trucking industry, peak season starts December, October, November, December. So if we having shortage issues now, we can only imagine what it's gonna be, come the busy season. So we gonna see how this all plays out for us. But we also just been working through a lot of things with our business and being able to build and scale, right? And just learning how to do all of that. But with moving to that, it's taking sacrifice. T and I often share videos of us in the truck, running our own loads, wearing many hats. But for us, learning how to scale our businesses is key. So we've been talking a lot, we've been doing a lot of work on the back end. But I say all this to say that it takes sacrifice, right? It takes effort. And it takes a joint effort in T and I to be able to move towards building our businesses, but it also takes a willingness to put the work in, right? And we meet so many people who want the easy way, who just want to be able to move into a situation and make quick money. But what we've learned and what we continue to learn is it takes patience, it takes work, but you got to also put the work in to understand your industry. So anything you want to add to that?
It's a grind out here. It's a grind.
It's a grind. What you learning?
You have to grind. Each and every day is a grind. It's like experience marketing. every day is not the same. There's always something different. There's always a new challenge in a way. With the truck industry, is always a challenge that you have to face each and every day. But as an owner, seeking to grow into hire drivers, right now we're paving the way. So my goal is to pave out and have less obstacles and challenges that we're facing as owners for the drivers. They come in and their goal, the main thing is just to drive. A lot of drivers, they want to just get in the truck and drive and don't worry about any other situation or challenge. So our goal is to pave the way. So by us out here paving the way and taking on the challenges, it's a lot easier for the driver, and also for our company goals to move swiftly as swift, and hire our own team and make sure that the only challenge they have are the basic challenges that they have in the truck industry, but nothing major that we're facing right now. So that's what we're doing right now. We're just paving the way.
So what's one thing you learning, like that you have learned, if people are trying to get in the trucking industry? What is one thing you would caution them on? Like after us being in the truck for almost a year and going through some crazy stuff, still going through some crazy stuff. What happened to us the other day? Oh yeah, with the load and having to, yeah, it was crazy. But what you learning? What would you say to anybody?
Patience. It's patience. So you have to be patient in the process. Being patient. That's what I'm learning. A lot of patience. Yeah, the truck industry has tested my patience plenty of times, a lot of times, but I just know I have to be patient in the process and everything else will work itself out. So that's the number one thing for me, just patience.
I would say too, do your research, because a lot of things are changing with the pricing of getting into the industry, of learning that, how to maneuver and be able to afford running your truck efficiently and safely. So you really got to know your numbers and understand financially what it's going to cost you to successfully manage a truck or manage any business, right? Like just doing your research before you get in. Like we did our research and we took our baby steps and we are moving in the right direction, and pretty soon we're going to be doing even bigger things. But for us, we just didn't want to jump head first without really understanding what we were doing and understanding the trucking industry as a whole. So once you like research is key.
When you research homework, also networking with others, asking questions that you may not know. So that's one thing. I always asking somebody out here who own a couple trucks, just asking them how they operate, the challenges they're facing. So when that challenge comes, you know how to handle it yourself. So a lot of that means just talking to other owners out here too as well, who own a couple of trucks, or even drivers who are working for the major carriers.
Mm-hmm. And not just in trucking, but in business as well. Like do your research, make sure it makes sense for you from a financial standpoint, and for a business standpoint is key to growing any business. If you don't understand it, ask questions, but seek out the right people and seek mentorship to help you get to where you need to be with your business. So we just checking in with you guys live. Just wanted to give you guys a quick glimpse into, the day in the life, the things that we go through. It is a sacrifice being out here. You're sacrificing time away from family. You're sacrificing opportunities and things that you could be doing as well. And we definitely understand that. But in that sacrifice, we're also looking at long term in a bigger picture and where we're trying to get. So definitely keep your goals top priority. Make sure you got the right people around you. Find mentors that can help guide you and make sure that you're on the right path. It doesn't have to be trucking. It can be in any business or any industry. And just make sure that you are doing your research. And like T said, you practicing patience, because it's not going to happen overnight. I mean, we've been grinding now for what? Over a year, almost 2 years. Starting this new business. So make sure you understand what you're getting yourself into and you're willing to put the work in. All right. Any last words for him, Mr. Davis?
Patience, and patient.
All right, guys. We'll check in with you later. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your week.
All right. We out.